So this weekend is the Italian Grand Prix, the home race of Ferrari. But what are Ferrari most known for? Is it their fast cars, their rich history in motorsport, or is it their dodgy strategy calls? Well, right now, it is indeed their strategies after many confusing and slightly questionable decisions made by the team, most notably at Monaco, Britain, France, Hungary and Belgium. So we're going to see today if Jeff the race engineer can make better strategy calls than Ferrari. So the plan is simple. I will go into multiple races in F122 and basically try and put myself into the same race situations as the Ferrari drivers have been this year and see what the engineer tells me to do. And I know what you're thinking. What the hell? Jeff isn't even in the game anymore. And yes, that is technically true. However, it's pretty clear that the engineer in F122 is exactly the same as before and says the exact same lines. He just has a different voice. So in my eyes, it is indeed still Jeff in the game. So we begin with the Monaco Grand Prix, where after about a third of the race in real life, Ferrari got Leclerc to pit behind Sainz, who was around 3 seconds ahead as the track was drying. Leclerc ended up losing time in the pits as a result and finished P4 despite starting from pole position. In the game, I set up a race with similar conditions. Sainz was still 3 seconds ahead with Perez closely behind like in real life. There were a few differences like the race length and stuff like that, but just stuff that won't make a difference in terms of strategy. On lap 15, I got told to pit for hards on the next lap, while my teammate headed into the pits at the end of this lap. After both of our pit stops, Sainz stayed in the lead and I managed to jump Perez to make it a Ferrari 1-2. Not only did we manage to gain a position, but we also did it calmly by making the decisions ages before reaching the pit lane.
Stay out!
That makes it Jeff 1, Ferrari 0 after that slam dunk victory for Jeff. Next we have the British Grand Prix, where in real life a safety car was brought out on lap 39 while the top 3 were all on the old hard tyres, and Ferrari decided not to pit race leader Leclerc, leaving him vulnerable at the restart, causing him to eventually finish P4. So I also went to Silverstone. This time I was Alonso so I could spend the first 39 laps getting it so that it was Leclerc, Sainz and then a Mercedes close behind, and then a big gap to the rest of the field. I deliberately brought out a safety car on lap 39 to see if both Ferraris would pit, but what I found was that not only did neither of them pit, literally no one did. So Jeff kind of made a bad call there, but then again, so did literally every other team. This resulted in Leclerc winning, but Sainz losing a place and finishing P3. It's a weird one as it was a better result, but I feel like that has to level the scoring as they at least pitted one of the Ferraris in real life. We move on to the French Grand Prix, where in real life, Ferrari asked Sainz to pit in the middle of a fight with Perez on lap 42. Sainz was on a different strategy to most drivers during that race after doing a long stint on the medium tyres. He also had a time penalty they wanted to serve, however pitting him that late just caused him to finish further back as it was too late on in the race to make up for the time lost. In the game, before I could even get to lap 42 where I was going to fight and overtake Perez, I was told to pit for the soft tyres on lap 41 to ditch the old mediums. While still slightly questionable, it was better than pitting for mediums on lap 42, and I also wasn't told to pit while wheel to wheel with another driver. I even managed to make up some positions towards the end to finish P4 with a big enough gap behind to ensure a time penalty wouldn't have even made a difference. This means that Jeff reclaims the lead and goes 2-1 up. Finally, we have the Hungarian Grand Prix, where Ferrari pitted Leclerc for the hards on lap 39, despite the fact they were literally terrible tyres through the Hungaroring, and also it was just terrible timing as well. In the game, I was given the soft medium strategy, which still felt better as I was starting on the soft tyres. And I can confirm that once I got to lap 39, rather than suddenly being told to go onto the hard tyres due to the threat of a Red Bull undercut, I was in fact put onto the much better medium tyres for the rest of the race, which allowed me to hold on to a podium position despite the fact I literally lost a position in the pit lane as well. And there we go. That settles it. Another incredible strategy call from Jeff puts him 3-1 into the lead. And while we have seen examples recently of teams winning 3-1 despite not deserving it at all, this is not the same. Jeff has put in an incredible shift and proves that he is clear of those frauds. But anyway, that'll be all for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Otherwise, thank you for watching and I will see you next time.